What is wrong with you? Go away. Oh, these damn flies in this loft.
Hello, welcome back to another video. So we are installing an LED strip on a staircase. It's actually at my house. We're going to be installing some aluminium profile with some diffuser on the angle on my, I've got like a weird steel, I will show it you in a minute. But what I'm going to do first, obviously you've just seen all the bits that we're going to go through. We're obviously going to install a freezer installation. We're going to go with a kinetic receiver. The wireless switch, which happens to be the MK, because that's what I've got here, the MK grid type. And then obviously I've already got a single, as you can see, I've already got a single gang plus switch in place. So what I can do is just install a double gang grid and the faceplate just to accommodate this extra switch that's going to switch just the new stair light. But what I'm going to do first is get it up on the bench here, show it you in action, because sometimes I sort of forget to explain things a little bit, but while it's on the bench here, it's a lot easier for me to explain to you of what I'm doing and what I've connected and how it's going to work. So the company I use for LED stuff is called Aluminium. This isn't paid or anything, they're just a really good company and they're really helpful when you're trying to order stuff. So what we got here is a little SELV 12 volt transformer that's going to power the LED tape. So basically what we got to do is take a feed off a lighting circuit. For today, it'll be off this socket circuit because I'm just going to wire it off this plug top just to show you. So the feed will come into our kinetic receiver. It will come out of the receiver. It will go to the driver. It will come out of the driver and it will go to the LED tape, which they've soldered a 1 meter tail on for me. You can request what you want them to do. They've done that for me, and this is going to be like a warm white tape. This is. These are those Nipex strippers that I was telling you about in the last video. They're so good. You know when you sort of cut flex and you sort of mess it up a little bit? These, look, put them on, twist, pull, look at that. No damage to any of the cores at all there. So these are a really good tool. I'm just going to connect this up now. Right, I'll try and show you this as best I can. Okay, right, so this is our lighting feed coming in. It's just going to be a permanent feed, obviously, because this is going to be our switch, okay? So here we have a feed coming into our kinetic receiver, and as you can see, you can fit a 221 in here for the earth connection, okay? Just to keep it continuous to the driver. Basically, live neutral in, live neutral out, tuck him out the way there, and then bring in the cover, which goes over the terminals like that, and you just screw those two screws down. Once you've done that, connect this cable into the live and neutral. See him there? On your driver, okay? He's going to go into there next. Right, that is effectively it. We've got our power supply connected. he runs into the kinetic switch, he comes out of the kinetic switch to the driver, and then the driver powers the low voltage tape here, switching via this wireless switch, which just sends kinetic energy. This reads it, switches a relay on, switches a relay off. So we'll power him up now and we'll get him working. Okay, I've energised, and we've got a red light flashes here when it's energised. What I'll do is I'll show it you now. So hold this button on here for 3 seconds, and then you see that red light flashing there. That means it's in pairing mode with the switch that you're going to pair it with. So once you click this switch, that's going to recognise that this switch is going to switch this module receiver. See, that's gone off now. That means that that's recognised that switch, and it knows that this one's now going to switch this receiver. So next time you put it on, there's the alley tape on now. You can see it's nice and bright. And then you can place this switch wherever you want, and it will switch that light on and off. So now we're going to go and install it in position. Very good system. Okay, so here we are. This is the dark stairwell in question. I've obviously got 2 downlights here already, but what I should have done really is put a Velux in here, but I didn't. So what I want to do, see that nice little ridge there? I want to lighten. I want to brighten up that piece there, and I'm hoping it's going to light up this whole entire staircase area here. I'm going to put that extra switch in here. So what we got to do is go back into there, so which is located in the back of there. So we've got to get into there, along here, do my wiring in this section, and then we can put the switch in the switch and get it all working. Okay, so this is the loft area. This is the back of those stairs. It's quite accessible. There's quite a lot of room in here actually. So that's the back of those staircase. There's the steel, and the cable will come out here somewhere. So I've got to get a lighting feed here, and I'll probably mount the driver. I'll probably mount the driver and the there we go. I'll mount the driver and the kinetic switch in here somewhere, basically. So that's what we got to do. First we're going to do is go and cut the aluminium profile to length, because there's no point in bringing up a 2 metre length up here. So all I'm going to do first is simply take a measurement from end of wall all the way along. All I'm doing is taking a measurement from end of wall all the way along. They do give you some end caps, but I'm not going to fit them here because they're really for sort of under cabinet lights. And here, this is literally butt up to the wall, I'm going to cut it off flush, okay? So it's probably about 98 there, minus a couple of mil. So I decided in the end to bring up the entire 2 metres. It's not going to make that much difference. And it is absolutely freezing outside, so I thought I'd cut it up here. So roughly measurement, I'm going to go 98. Don't really want to get this wrong, because if you've got to cut a tiny piece off the end, it's quite awkward. So I'm going to go with 98. Hopefully that measurement will be okay. I normally bring dust sheets in, but this is my carpet, and I've got a very forgiving wife. So look, you get an aluminium profile and a diffuser. So we'll cut that after. We want to get this length correct first, so we're just going to measure the 98 first, which is roughly back here, and then mark it on the other side because you want to get it square. 98, and what I'll do is 98, I'll go this side of the cut so it's just inside, so I know it's going to be no chance of it being too long. This is my Boddington's insulated hacksaw I got from the loadout shop, if anyone wants to know. Okay, nice clean cut. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of experience, so that's very square. You might have to get your file out, just take off the burrs, but that's not too bad. We'll now go and test fit in the hole before I do anything else. I'm going to try and test fit here now before I make any adjustments. And as you can see, it goes in quite nice. The only one thing I'm a little bit annoyed about is I've misplaced the brackets that you click into each place, but as you can see, the fit's nice. That's why you cut the other side of your mark, because otherwise it would have been too long. So what I'm going to have to do is either drill and fix this, which I don't really want to do, or I could double side tape it. I'm not really sure yet. What I do now is cut my hole in the end of here, and then we'll have to feed our LED tape through the end of here, drill a hole through, I know that's timber Celotex, so straight through the timber and Celotex, and then we can poke the LED cable into the loft, get this finished, and then all our work will then be inside the loft area. What I've decided to do is drill. What I'll do is mark this. This is where my cable's going to go back entry through the aluminium profile. And then what I'm going to do is drill some small holes and then into here. And then what I'll do is recess the screw. Just make sure you can see what I'm saying. Recess the screw into the aluminium profile, and then the tape will just stick over the front of the screws, which won't be a problem. So I'm just going to pilot this little one first into the back of here. Fleece sharp, yep. Nice and sharp. And then all I'll do is get a stepped cone cutter, like so, and just open up the hole big enough to get that cable through. 1, 2, yeah, like that. So that cable now will run through that hole and into the loft. So we'll just go mark that now on the plasterboard and the timber that we need to drill a hole through. Right, so just take the profile that I drilled, and then all I'm going to do is mark where I've drilled in, just down there. That'll give me that mark there, and then I'll probably put in this, probably only wants 1, 2 fixings. So I'll drill a little, I'll mark a mark there, marker there, and then that will just fix straight down into that timber there. I know that's a timber on there, so we can fix down into that. So there's my hole now. I'm going to drill that into the loft. That's just plasterboard and timber there. So hopefully I can go through with a normal drill bit, hopefully. I've got a little selection here, so we'll see. If not, I've got a little spade bit that I could try, but we'll try this one first. Might not be long enough, but we shall see. We shall see if it's long enough. That's the plasterboard, and then there's some ply in there as well. Right, there we go, it's into the loft. Now all that's in the way now is just the Celotex insulation, so I should be able to just poke either a screwdriver or something quite like a coat hanger or something through that, and then pull the cable through. But first we'll get the hoover. Okay, I just want to show you what I've done. I've drilled my hole straight through the aluminium profile, and then the screw, I'll just bring the torch down here. The screw, if it will stand up, there we go, the screw will go through the aluminium profile. I'll then screw that down. This is only aluminium, so we'll be able to get that screw flat, then we can just stick the LED tape straight on there. Okay, so Now we've got our hole and everything drilled, we're going to put our profile back up there. What we're going to do is get this profile screwed into place, yeah? So hopefully I can just put the 2 screws on. And as I said, because the profile is aluminium and it's only it does bend quite nice. I'm just hoping the only thing it doesn't happen is that it squishes the lid too much, that I can't click it on. So we'll get the bit stuck in there now, the tape, and then we'll get the get it poked through that hole. Hopefully, I'm fingers crossed it's going to go through that hole okay, and then we'll get the diffuser cut and put on. I may as well keep you on because it is only down here. It's in this bag. I just chucked it all in here after doing that demonstration. So hopefully this tape will go. We'll just poke it into the loft now. I'll have to cut that end off. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go, shall we? Look at that. Before we stick it, before you stick it, make sure you go and check inside the loft that that the cable has actually come through the other side, yeah? Right, let's go and have a quick look in the loft. Hopefully there's a white cable. There he is, poking out there. So while we can fix that tape and we can get on, and then we can come up here and actually do a little bit of wiring and stuff and get it all working. Right, so all we do is peel off the tape, and every inch or 2 inches you'll see that there is a cut mark. So I'm hoping that we can cut that one off. Bring that out a little tiny bit because we want to keep the same shadow on the ends. So we've got an LED there, we've got an LED there, so we just got to cut one section of this off straight through. You can do it with cutters or sharp pair of scissors. I'll do it with these little cutters. So we're just cutting one section off like that, and then that'll still work perfectly. They give you those increments so you can do that. So what I'll do is peel this off. Hopefully it comes off like so, and we can hold this up. I don't want it to flop and stick anywhere we don't want it to go, and then we'll stick this into the profile like so. Make sure you get it as straight as you can, and as I said, it'll just go straight over those fixing screws that I put in there, yeah? So he's now all the way along the tape like so, stuck in the back there, and that's ready now to just fit the diffuser. Well, I've cut the diffuser, so it's the same principle as the backing plate, just do it the same length, yeah? So this is quite fiddly to get on sometimes, but hopefully, fingers crossed, you start from one end, pinch it in, and then just work it along. And I will show you in a second, a bit of a close-up. It just goes on nicely, and hopefully when I get to where I've fixed it, it's not going to pinch it. No, it's gone straight past, which is great. So just work him along, and then it's just hides that quite nice. I've got a few cobwebs to hoover up before I turn the lights on. Okay, goes along, goes along, goes along, goes along. There we go. So that's the profile on. Right, we want to keep the light out in the corridor on the same circuit as this one. So what I'm going to do, or I hope to do, I've got another loft up here. I know I can fish down those rafters there because between there I've got a 5-inch gap, and then there's Celotex, and then a 50mm gap with a plasterboard. So I'm hoping I can push a rod down there. That'll get me up to here where I've got a lighting point up here, which I've got a neutral, a feed and an earth. That will then power the kinetic driver down there. So what we need to try and do is push it up one of these rafters and get it up into that loft area. So I'll just use a couple of rods for that. It's not the easiest place to film in a loft, obviously, but I will try my best to show what I'm doing. I'm just going to use these rods. Hopefully we can just go with the reds. They're the general use ones that we always seem to use. I'll put 3 on, and then hopefully I've got the cable gripper in here, which I have, and he goes on. I will show you. So I've got the red rods, and then I've got the cable gripper. Saves you taping on, so he will go in that end, but I'll have to push it up first. So make sure that when you do push this up, if you're pulling back this way, put the bullet end, so we'll call this the male, into the female. So you want to push the female end up so you can pull the cable down. Okay, so I'll screw these on now. I'll put 2 on, and then I'll get in the loft, and then I'll see what I can do. I've got another torch here. Let's go. Right, I'm coming in. It's actually a really good loft, because when I did this loft, I put these boards down, so I made sure that I could walk in this area, so it's fairly decent, and there's no chance of you kicking up much dust, to be fair. So, right, let's get in here. So there's our cable. Let's see if we can put this light somewhere. Got a magnet on there, innit? There we go. That'd be alright. So hopefully we can push up this one here. This will bring us out in the loft. See how easy that goes up there? So put this one on, and hopefully all we've got to do is pull a cable down, clip it down here to our kinetic driver, and that'll get us where we want to be. So hopefully that'll go up there. Right, let me have a look. What's going on up there? I see. Oh, I can see. So that's the side we want to be. There's a wall there. So there we go. So it should be there somewhere. I'll go and have a look now. It's a bit awkward on my own. I'll go and have a look now, see if it's come out in the loft, and I'll come back. In that loft, I've had to hook that rod up because it's going to fall out otherwise. So I'll take you in the other loft. We'll tie a cable on, put the cable puller on, and we'll pull it down from that loft to this other loft. Right, there he is. I should put you in the loft. There's the rod. See him there? He's poking out. Perfect, exactly where we want to be. This is where all our wiring is, basically. So now I'm just going to jump down, get the cable, put him on, and hopefully pull him down without too many dramas. I am going to have to try and get in this loft with you guys, because I've only got my little step, so I only want to do this twice. Once to pull the cable in, once to connect. So let me move you over there. I'm now going to climb up in this loft as best I can. Oh, that's easy. Oh. Right, I'm in. That's horrid. Let's move you over there. Oh, let me get up here properly. Jesus, that is comfortable. Right, let me put you there. Right, get the light. Let's stick him up there. That's it, got a magnet on him. There we go. So there's our cable. So what we need to do is put this on. There's so many flies up here now. It's horrible. If you put this on like this, screw this on, and then this just saves you wasting so much tape. I don't now. This basically goes in there, like this. And once he's in, pull it, and then it just, hopefully this is the right size. That shouldn't pull out of there now. For some reason it wants to pull out. Maybe I should have bought the smaller one in. I think this one will do. It's only got to guide it down anyway, so if you see that rod is literally falling down there, that's how easy it is. So hopefully, if I guide that down now, without knocking you over, and put you on there. Where are we? Over here, haven't we? Yeah. If I guide that down, like that, that should just follow the rod down, and I'll pull a little bit off. And then when I come back up here, all I want to be doing is connecting up. I don't actually want to be doing any more fiddling about, so. Right, hopefully that will stay on enough for me to pull that down. I'll see you in a minute. These flies are absolutely disgusting. What I've got here, I'm going to have to do something with these in a minute. Hold on a minute. Move this light. Because they're so stupid, they follow the light. So if I move that light, I know it's friggin' dark now. I've got a junction box here. Here's my cable. I've just cut him off, and I'm going to get him over round here and clip him onto the joist, top of the joist. I've got some clips and I've got a hammer. Picked up one of these electrician's hammers. Apparently, I think I prefer my little hammer, but that's life. Let's try and get a bit better light on the situation. Let's put it over here. Oh God, these flies. Yeah, this hammer, look, this is what I've picked up. So what I'm going to do is clip the cable along this beam, put it over this here, and then clip him along this beam. And then, as I said, I've got a junction box here that I can connect into. I've had a few messages from people moaning about not so much adverts through YouTube, but moaning about stuff that I've been given. And I mean, Jesus, really? Come on. I've only been doing this how many years? And if you're that jealous that I've been sent some screwdrivers or someone sent me a drill, then honestly, don't watch the channel, because I just can't be bothered with any negative people. You know what I mean? There's enough negative going on. Don't worry about what I've been getting, yeah? It's ridiculous. I've worked hard for it, so am I not entitled to a few freebies, yeah? If you want to start a YouTube channel, you do it, you crack on. If you want a freebie, get a freebie. If you're good at it, you'll get noticed, you know. If you're not, you won't. You'll just end up doing it for nothing. So don't moan at me that I've been getting stuff, yeah? It's just really petty, to be honest. Really, really petty. Anyway, Fly City. So, get off. I've got a normal junction box here. This is dead. I've turned it off and I've proven dead. It's very hard to show everything on camera, you know. So what I can do is connect into this junction box, permanent feed, neutral and earth. I'm going to connect it up first. Generally, you'd probably do that end first, test, and then come back and do this end. But because I don't want to get in this loft again, I'm going to do it this way around, okay? It's just easier for me to connect up in here and then go back down out of this horrid loft.
Get off! Friggin' hell. What is wrong with you? Go away. Oh, these damn flies in this loft. I just want to get out of here now. This is horrible.
I just watched some audio back and some video and audio. And my microphone ran out, so I've just recorded about 15 minutes of video. And there's no audio on it, so I'll try and use it, if not, back in here to show you what I've done, yeah? So, there's the twin and earth cable we pulled from the loft. As I was saying on the video, but you can't hear it, I've pulled a loop here, just to give myself a little bit of slack. There's the kinetic receiver mounted in here. That red light means the light is on now. That's the flex that feeds the driver, and then there's the cable clipped along that goes out to the low voltage lighting on the stairs there. So this does go through the Celotex. I was worried it wouldn't go through the Celotex, but it does. So he literally comes from the loft, and then if we come back in here, I'll actually show you the light with audio, yeah? So we've obviously paired that up again. I repaired that switch up, and then if you come out here, you can see wherever it is. There it is. I haven't put it in the holder yet, but look, there's the switch, and that just brings that light on and off. Quite a nice effect, actually, if I do say so myself. And it sounds like we've got an unhappy baby downstairs because we are now homeschooling. So now all I've got left to do is mount the switch for this in with this one. And as I was saying is, that would be a 2-gang. I could put one down there, and then you can add up to 10 of these to the one receiver, yeah? So you could put one wherever you want, and it's sort of 30 metres indoors, I think. So we'll put that into there, and then we'll have a quick look. So all I've done is take off the plate, change it with the double plate. I might want to put them the right way. Donut. Get them the right way, so when you click it, the switch is down like that, yeah? But I'll just put that back in there now and put the plate on. There we go, all done. Switch is in. That does that one. And that one does that one, which is 2-wayed down the bottom of the stairs. I will probably add another one of these in down there if I can't be bothered to keep running up, but this is literally to have a light on in here pretty much most of the time, just to give it that extra sort of daylight feel. That is me done. If you found the video interesting, give it a thumbs up, please. Subscribe to the channel for more content. If you like videos like this, I'll try and do a few more. See you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe.